Welcome, folks, and welcome to another edition of Premier League Preview brought to you by Gigawin. Just go to www.gigawin.io and place your bet. You can go to our description button and pick. You see the link, just click the link, you go straight to the landing page, place your bet, register, and start playing and start winning in dollars, in crypto, in USDT. That's what Gigawin is all about. And of course, make sure you play with what you can afford to lose. On this episode, we have 4 games to dissect. It's hurting. Of course, the Premier League, I've started the Premier League running because teams are fighting. Teams' objectives, their target for a season, they are fighting to achieve it. And thankfully for Arsenal, defeating Real Madrid make sure that the coefficient for Premier League increased, and that means 5 teams will qualify from the league in the Premier League for the Champions League. So it's a battle of the top 5, not top 4 again in the Premier League. And we'll be talking about the guys fighting for that role. 4 games to preview. It looks like Liverpool are done and dusted when it comes to the league. They're topping the league. They're playing against West Ham. Mo Salah just signed a new contract. Van Dijk will extend his own contract as well. It looks like things are going well for Liverpool and Slot, and looks like they're home and dry. For Arsenal, I think they are focusing on the Champions League. What an impressive performance from Arsenal against Real Madrid. Nobody saw that coming. People believe that it's going to be a big battle for Real Madrid because they're out of form, but nobody expected that they would lose 3-0 against Arsenal. Good one for Arsenal, and for Declan Rice, score 2 direct free kick, and that's the record, and that's what he's going to chew at the end of his career, because that is actually phenomenal and out of the world. So let's go straight to our preview. Like I said, we have 4 games to preview for Chelsea. A wonderful, victory in Liga, also in Poland, in the Conference League. And it looks like it's only Fiorentina and Real Betis that can give them a run for their money in that competition. Look at them; they are going to win a trophy this season if everything being equal. And we have Chelsea against Ipswich. What happened in the first leg? Ipswich defeated Chelsea, so it looks like a revenge for Chelsea. And Chelsea are 4th, and they're looking to go up. They claim that 3rd. They're playing against Ipswich, who's 18 for the relegation battle. It looks like they lost that steam against Wolves. They could have actually done something, tangible again. You can't be losing to your mate, your rival for relegation at home. And looks like this is a big game for them. But they have someone that is going good for them. Talking about their striker, Delabo has scored 12 goals at the age of 22 in the Premier League. That's crazy. 4th season, banging in goals, and it could be one of the headache for Chelsea, in this game as well. For Chelsea, they score a few goals. They've not been scoring a lot of goals. They've not won in like 3, 4, 8 games away from home. But these are the Stamford Bridge, and it looks like they're going to pick maximum point for this one, because if they beat Ipswich, that's Ipswich are home and dry when it comes to the relegation. Let's move to another battle: Newcastle against Man United. For Man United, it looks gloom for them in the league. They're on the page 2 of the league, and they didn't cover themselves in glory against Lyon. They scored 89th minute and conceded in 85th minute. With what has happened in that game, prior to that game, Martin was talking about the world's goalkeeper in Onana. Onana was disrespecting, Lyon, and at the end of the day, it looks like Martin was actually right, because those 2 goals were, flops or fumbles from Onana. So this game is a big one for them, for Newcastle. They are flying. They just won that first title in how many years, and they are looking to, continue to win. It looks like they are the one that they are prime to, get to that top 4 or top 5, because they are 3rd on the league, 53 points. Joint 3rd with Chelsea, 53 points, and they have a game in hand. And for them, they've not done a double against Man United since 1930-1931 season. So this is a good game for them. For Man United, the legend has come out to say they play robotic football. I don't know what that is all about. But Man United need to change their ways, like they did against Man City, because Newcastle are very fluid and they are high in confidence. Let's go to another one: Man City against Crystal Palace. For Man City, it's good for them. It's not top 4 anymore. It's top 5. And because they are not doing well, they are 52 points, 5th on the table. And they play against a Palace who have been playing so well. Palace in good form. And only Liverpool have gained more points than them in the last 10 games. That's Crystal Palace for you. And for Man City, Etihad have not been a fortress this season. They've been struggling. Haaland is out injured. And it looks like it's going to be a big game for Man City. But the good one for them is they can still clinch the fifth position, but they have Aston Villa bringing down their neck, and they need to start picking points and have a very good running to the end of the season. And lastly, on our pool of games for this Premier League preview, proudly brought to you by Gigawin, is Southampton against Aston Villa, relegated Southampton. They are home and dry. They're already preparing for life. They've sacked their manager, but interim manager. Well, they are just preparing for the championship because they are relegated, confirmed already. For Aston Villa, not a bad performance against PSG in the championship. Everybody expected, them to not to win at Paris Stadium because, the form of PSG is actually out of this world. Liverpool will say much about that. So they lost 3-1 and they are coming home to face Southampton. Villa have won just 2 out of their 9 games when they come back away from the Champions League. But against the Southampton team who looks out of sorts, relegated already, there's no motivation. It looks like Aston Villa can pick this one and continue to chase that top 5 spots. And that's all we can take on this episode of the Premier League Preview, proudly brought to you by Gigawin. Just go to www.gigawin.io and place your bet. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Puja Dissect. Like I always say, we have something that's coming. It's called the Test Your Knowledge. It's the football quiz for fans. And every Thursday, you'll be winning 100,000 Naira. So you can tell your friends, you can come together and come as a fan and win something for yourself for the weekend. And of course, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Puja Media, where we drop all the trending news, all the news on one front, and everything that you need to know about African football drops on Puja Media with some crews. Like you guys know, my name is Sulaiman Adewe. Football fans call me Puja. Like I always say, the higher the risks, the higher the expected return. May our ticket be green. Bye for now.